Welcome back to the Beer League Football Podcast. I am your host, Zachary Smith. Joined as always is Trevor Scott and Carrie Dempsey. How are we doing tonight, boys?
Excellent. Ever since we've brought it back to weekly, this has been the best part of my week. Tuesdays are the new Saturdays.
All right. How about you, Carrie? How you doing?
I'm doing terrible. I really don't want to spend my night talking about kickers and defenses. Like, come on.
This is what the people want. They want to know how to
Kareem Hunt
draft.
disrespect.
They want to know,
one person
they
that
want
wants
to know how to
talk
draft
about
this year in fantasy football. Carrie, you made it to a championship game, right?
and I'll tell you my strategy for kickers and defenses later in this episode.
All right.
So, take it away now.
See? They're getting valuable information from this.
Oh, yeah, they will.
I have never missed the playoffs, so you also get valuable information for that. Trevor is
I
also
called Evan
here.
McPherson, so
Trevor's also here. So before we get going into the topics we have today, what are you guys drinking tonight?
Coors Banquet, Denver, Colorado. The Denver Broncos are my surprise team. They're going to be great this year.
Okay.
Really 100% Rocky Mountain water since 1873. I don't believe that, but I don't really care.
They're leading the NFL in torn ACLs this offseason. They had two guys in practice today, torn ACLs.
Yeah.
They're doing great. Doing great.
What about you, Carrie? What are you having?
For the second time in this show, this went with this disgusting beer, a Goose Island IPA.
Oh, God.
I
do not envy you,
I'm
sir.
going to struggle through to the end. They're not great. They're not good at all. But you know what? They're beer. That's all that matters.
Why do you get why don't you just you don't go to Amber's, you don't
Wanted to try something
inch
new.
yourself up, you just go straight from Bud Light to freaking IPAs.
Not just IPAs, super hoppy IPAs like a Goose Island.
I've never had that. So I wouldn't
It's
know.
terrible.
It looked cool. I was like, I want
It's
to try
like-
something new.
It's like Lagunitas, Trevor.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have had that.
All right.
What are you drinking, Zach?
So
You
I'm
always got
having.
something
I got
fun
a new
for us.
beer. Ooh.
New beer noise.
New beer noise. So this is
Ah.
coming from our friends down in South America. Or is it Central? It's Central America.
It's Central America. I don't have any friends in South America.
Okay. So
Not
a
anymore.
Guatemala beer. This is Famosa.
Oh, is that a cock on it?
It's got a cock on it.
Nice.
It does. So according to the label, this was a North American beer champion. So
Beer of champions. Carrie, pay attention. What are you looking at?
it's good. It's not great. It's like a mediocre beer. I'm gonna be honest.
Better than a bad beer, Goose Island.
It's better than a bad beer. I would much rather drink this than a
I
Goose
wish we were
Island or a
having a
Lagunitas.
Rover right now, but
So
maybe in a bit.
You say that different every time you say it.
I know.
Mitchell.
Hey,
wait, no, Carrie, I have an idea. Just chug some
Better than
milk.
Zach saying a German beer.
Just chug some milk. Just chug some
I
milk.
quit. Milk and beers. I already had my milk for the night.
Oh,
It's
did
beer
you?
time.
Okay. Alrighty, so we're talking about tight ends, kickers, and defenses. Not necessarily in that order, but we're talking about tight ends, kickers, and defenses. And later on in the show, we're going to have a little bit of a debate topic. We're bringing back the debates that we used to do all the time on the show. But let's start off with tight ends. How many tight ends do you guys have?
Wait.
Mine is
kicker
pretty
for
tight.
Zach. Wait.
What?
Don't disregard me.
Wait, actually,
Okay,
before we go into this,
Oh, right.
we do have some league news. Late breaking, we have the NFL stripping Miami of the 2023 first round pick, and they fined the owner $1.5 million for tampering with Tom Brady and Sean Payton. So
Wow,
pretty
let's,
big
let's,
news.
let's find a billionaire $1 million.
Well,
Wow.
I mean,
Welcome to America.
One thing with this, it doesn't mean the Dolphins are pretty much stuck with Tua. They lost their first round pick next year, can't draft a quarterback. They're not going to be able to trade for a quarterback as much, losing their pick.
For Lamar, and I'm going to move to Miami.
It's all Tua. Hey, Lamar's from Hollywood, Florida. He's from here.
So also someone else that was fined is the vice chairman, Bruce Beal, was fined $500,000 and isn't permitted to attend any league meetings for the rest of the 2022 season. So
Darn. he can't watch them go 6-11.
But just to let you guys know, especially actually both of you. You know, fuck both of you. Tom Brady's not getting any kind of punishment for also tampering with the Dolphins.
How would you go? Why would you have a punishment?
Yeah.
Hey,
He's just listening. You can't get in trouble for listening. You know what I'm saying? Just hearing
Just
something.
listening. I'm just listening.
If you would have left, I would have been pissed though.
Hey, I'm from Dolphins HQ right here. Dolphins fans are hyped. They're ready for this season. They don't care about their future being demolished. They're ready to go 10-7 this year and lose first round of the Bills.
Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
They're not making the playoffs. They're not making the playoffs.
There's so many good teams in the AFC. It's gonna be
They're
very hard.
not making the playoffs. I'm just gonna put it right there.
The AFC is going to be very fun this year. That wild card race is going to be insane. Last 3-4 weeks of the season.
And obviously we have Deshaun Watson's suspension. It's going to be 6 games. And a little bit of a background on why the judge decided to rule 6 games and suspend him. And apparently it was about his towel habit. About how he'd bring a small or medium-sized towel into these in hopes of accruing what they refer to as sexual favors. So
yeah, you can't have a small towel when you got a big cock. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Do you know what's the most hilarious part?
Games, you know what I'm saying? 6 games. That really rubs me the wrong way. So.
Obviously, not a great situation. Obviously, nothing to make jokes of. But the fact that part of that required him to only get massages from Brown's employees.
Bro, I wonder if they're hiring.
Did you see that, Zach?
It rubs on it. Wait, it was only Brown's employees?
He's only allowed to get massages from Brown's personnel. It was part of
his mom or something starts rubbing his shoulders and he's like, whoa. I'm in breach of contract, Mom.
But come on,
touch me like that.
We won't go into much here. There's no way you should.
I will say this: I think 6 games for the amount of cases against him is very low.
Alvin Ridley got a year for putting $1,500 on his own team, and Watson gets 6 games. Come on.
Ray Rice got kicked out of the NFL.
Well,
Josh Gordon smoking pot.
Well, wait, Trevor, when you sexually assault like almost 100 women, I feel like that's almost equivalent to.
Big Ben got 4 for 1.
I would much rather get. Never mind.
Okay.
If you haven't already, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Beerly Football, at Beerly Sports. We got a bunch of other sports up there in the bio. Just kicked off some Beerly Bets, so if you're into sports betting, definitely go check out Beerly Bets. Shout out to Greg over there putting some work in. We got more football news.
Debo?
3 years, $73 million. That was big, especially with Lance.
Yeah.
With Lance being their guy. He's going to have a lot
they
of
moved
weight
Jimmy G yet or no? Is he still eating up a lot of cap?
Nah, he's still there. That's still crazy. There. And apparently Lance has not been impressing in camp, which, I mean, you know, obviously it's his first time really being the guy. He's got a lot of pressure on him and everything. And where did Gary go? But, yeah, he's supposed to be sticking up for Jimmy. Jimmy G sucks. I'm excited to see what we get from Trey Lance, though. It's definitely he's going to be rusty for the first few weeks, but
yeah,
people love to overreact, especially them people out in California. But I think he'll settle down as long as he can stay healthy and just not force too much.
Yeah,
stick to the game plan.
Just play.
You got a great coach too. You got probably a top 5 coach in the NFL. Just listen to him.
You guys hate Jimmy G. You don't need a great quarterback to be good in San Francisco with that team around.
Yeah,
him.
But you need a great quarterback to win a championship in San Francisco, apparently.
But Jimmy G got him pretty close.
He did get him pretty close, and he blew the fucking game.
But even if you put like a Derek Carr, somebody that's like just a tier above him, that's a championship team.
Wait, Derek Carr is much more than just a tier above Jimmy G.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is still more than a tier above Jimmy G.
Jimmy G's top 15.
We'll talk about this in another episode, but that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Record-wise, He was a halftime away from the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Record really matters in a game where we have 53-man rosters when we're talking about one position on the football field. You're so intelligent, Kerry.
Halftime away?
Fucking moron. Especially a team that runs the ball 400 times a game, like San Francisco.
No Jimmy slander tonight. We can have Joe Burrow slander, but no Jimmy.
No. Kerry.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into fantasy. We're gonna cover tight ends first. And then we're going to cover kickers, and then we're going to cover defenses. Mainly, we're putting kickers in the middle because no one gives two shits about them. All right.
I got Ray Rice number 1. I got Kareem Hunt number 2.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Josh Brown number 3.
That was inevitable. I knew it was going to happen.
So, how many tight ends do you guys have?
I got 10.
Just 1. Oh, I got like at least 10. I got like 12 or 13 or 14.
I have 15, so we'll just see how it goes.
Let's just do 10. Nobody cares.
Okay.
After like 5, it's just...
Well, there's an obvious 5, I feel like. Like, the top 5 are pretty obvious.
You get a 50% chance of a touchdown or not at that point.
All right, so, starting out at 10. Kerry, you go ahead and start us.
Want to do 2 at a time?
We'll do 2 at a time.
All right, 10, Dawson Knox.
Okay.
I like him last year. He's pretty good, but he's like all tight ends, like 6 foot 10.
Heavily touchdown dependent.
Yeah. But with Josh Allen, he's safe. I don't hate him there. Number 9, Dalton Schultz. Pretty good year last year. Again, he does get more yards and catches, I think, he's more touchdown dependent than less touchdown dependent than a guy like Hunter Henry or that type of guy.
Is Hunter Henry on your list?
No.
Thank God, dude.
Hunter Henry's dude, that guy'd get like 2 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown.
I know, but you were pulling some nasty shit last week on your wide receiver list. I wouldn't be surprised if you had like Hunter Henry like top 7 or something.
He's probably top 12, but he's so touchdown dependent, and I think John is going to have a bigger role in the offense this year too.
Hunter Henry is my number 14 tight end.
He's somewhere there. They're all the same to me after like 7.
Hunter Henry or Cole Kmet?
Honestly, Kmet.
Yeah, I have Kmet 1 spot higher.
I forgot that guy existed. Honestly, Kmet, I'd put him over Schultz.
He should have got drafted to the Packers when Jordan Love got drafted there.
Who else is going to throw to besides Mooney?
Yeah, that's a good point. My number 10, Dallas Goedert. There's a lot of white tight ends. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I have 2 black people in my top 10.
That's the NFL.
Dallas Goedert, number 10. Zach Ertz, number 9. Shout out to Zach.
Okay. Kerry, who are you 2?
Dawson Knox and somebody else.
Dawson Knox and Dalton Schultz. But honestly, I'd put Cole Kmet over both of them. I just forgot he existed.
So my number 10, this is going to shock you guys.
Cole Kmet over Dalton Schultz?
Kyle Pitts.
I got Robert Tonyan at 10 and Dawson Knox at 9.
Is Tonyan ready for the regular season? I don't even know.
I think so.
The one thing I'll give with him,
that
wide receiver core is terrible.
Yeah, so that's why I moved him up. It's because
I just don't know, coming off the an ACL tear?
Something in his knee.
But he was very good last year and a half.
So 2 days ago, Packers tight end. I can't read it, but I can read a little bit of it on the little Packers tight end Robert Tonyan. Thriving in return from knee injury. That was 2 days ago.
He's got potential. I mean, he finished not last year before. He finished like top 5. He was pretty high up there, I think.
Jimmy Graham's first year there, I drafted him maybe the 7th round in fantasy. Like, I thought I got a steal.
Remember when he was good? And then he
in New Orleans. Because they wouldn't let him keep dunking. That was his incentive to score.
Yeah.
They just fell off. I don't hate those, though.
So apparently he's on the PUP list currently, but he is optimistic that he will be ready for week 1.
Yeah, I think once he's healthy, that's a good pick. I like it. Later round.
Just because of the issue with the wide receivers in Green Bay, I felt like that's a good reason to move him up.
Yeah, honestly, if you're not set on if you don't get one of the top tight ends, just take a risk with any of these guys. Pick up a couple of these guys, and one of them will
Yeah.
fit.
That was just great advice, Gary.
All right.
You.
We got
That's
8
what
and
you do.
7. Carrie, you go ahead and go first again.
All right. Dallas Goddard, number 8. I like him, but Hurts, not a great passer, doesn't get a lot of yards. And they also brought in A.J. Brown along with Devonta Smith. Goddard's going to be there. He's a good one, but I don't think he's in that top tier.
That's
He's
why
in
he
the-
fell on my list.
Yeah, he's in that second tier for me. He's a good one. He's a guy I trust. He's not in that Hunter Henry, Dawson Knox category that's touchdown dependent. Obviously, I think Goddard's pretty much safe for 4 or 5 catches a game at least. So PPR, he won't kill you, but I just don't see him really breaking out. Number 7, T.J. Hawkinson.
Okay.
As an actual tight end, I'd have him higher, but fantasy-wise, I have him here. Lions just have so many weapons, and I think they're going to be more focused towards the ground game with Dan Campbell's offense this year. But with all those receivers, ground game, I think he's just going to kind of fall back a bit. But again, he's consistent. I'd love to get him, but he might fall a bit too in your draft. So
Yeah.
he's a safe bet.
You think Dan Campbell will have a little bit more luck here than he did in Atlanta? I mean, I know a lot of people after that kind of stint in Atlanta were like, "Oh, he's not a head coach. He's just a DC," but now he's getting that shot again.
I think he's going to be able to turn it around. I mean, I think he needs at least one more year.
They
But
spent
I
a lot
think-
of money this offseason.
Yeah, I know. So I think give him at least one more year, and I think he'll. That
What are you
team will be
talking about?
competing.
What do you mean?
He's never a head coach in Atlanta.
Was he a defensive coordinator?
He's never worked for the Atlanta Falcons. Are you talking about Dan Quinn?
Oh, never mind.
Wow, you're an embarrassment of beer league sports. Come on.
Anyway, I think he'll turn this team around. He just needs.
This team, he was
needs at
doing
least another year. I
he's
think he
doing
needs
push-ups
another year.
with his team the other day.
Huh?
Did you see that? He was doing push-ups or something with his team.
That's my man. Biting some
I
kneecaps.
think he was doing up downs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Hey,
that. I love that.
he believes in the line. He just wants to build the O-line, the D-line. That's his goal.
I
He's
love
got
that.
Sewell. Did you see? There's a video.
That's how you win Madden games right there. Get a good D-line, a good O-line.
The video of Aiden Hutchinson going after Sewell, that's pretty great. That's what you do. Hey, he's building that line. Lions playoff contenders. I could see them sneaking in as a wild card.
Zach,
Don't my words
I
on it.
asked Carrie this earlier today. I'm going to ask you, who do you think is going to be first to make the playoffs, the Detroit Lions or the New York Jets?
I'm gonna go with the Lions.
That's probably the popular answer, but I did see some Jets. Some
I
people
feel like there's more pieces there than there are in the Jets. So
They did spend a lot of money this offseason.
yeah.
I'll go next. Number 8, Carrie, you're not going to like this. Pat Freiermuth. Don't trust the QB situation there, especially not racist Mason Rudolph. I'm just kidding.
Supposedly there was a report that said Trubisky is our starter unless anything crazy happens, something like that.
I like that. Give me Trubisky.
So a lot of mouths to feed there. I think Najee is going to be the focal point of this offense. George Pickens has looked good. He's going to get his touches. Deontay Johnson is Deontay Johnson. He's the next man to get paid, so he's due for a big year if he wants that big contract next season. Pat, although I think he's a reliable target, I don't think he'll be as good as he was in the second half of last season. And then number 7, a guy I like a lot, but these top 6 tight ends are really just so good. Dalton Schultz, a guy who isn't as touchdown dependent, like Kerry said. He's good for yards. He's good for receptions, all over the field, whether you're at your own 20, whether you're in the red zone. He'll score 2 touchdowns one game, and then the next game he'll have, 95 yards. I like him a lot. 8 and 7, Pat Freiermuth, and 7, Dalton Schultz. What do you got for us, Zach? That is catch all that drinking Kerry did before the show. This is like his 3rd time going pee already.
Yeah. So at number 8, I have Zach Ertz. I have a couple.
That guy's washed.
So,
Hell, man, come on.
I have Zach Ertz at 8. I think that, he's got a full year with Arizona, who is going to spread the ball around more than they would have in Philly. So I think you're going to see an upwards turn in his production this year.
I got a prediction about that. With DeAndre Hopkins being gone, that big outside threat, and then the addition of Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown and Zach Ertz, the middle of that field is very heavily targeted for the first at least 6 games of that year.
Yeah.
I got a prediction too. Rookie Trey McBride will overtake Zach Ertz by the end of the year. He's the
Wasn't
best.
he like a 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick?
He was 2nd or 3rd. He was the best tight end in the class. I think he will overtake Ertz as their T1 by the end of the year, heading into next season.
Okay, nobody gives a shit. All right.
And at 7, I have T.J. Hawkinson for a lot of the same reasons Kerry said. I think he's good. I think he's really good tight end. I just don't think that they're going to be able to get him the ball enough to move him into what I would consider top tier.
Also, this is way behind, and has nothing to do with anything you just talked about, Zach.
Okay.
But, Trevor, Dalton Schultz, I kind of like that because James Washington went down with an injury, out for the year today, seems like.
Mm-hmm.
So besides Lamb and Gallup, they don't have a lot of depth in the wide receiver core.
Like I said, and he's not heavily red zone, heavily touchdown dependent. He finds open spots on the field. Yeah. I wish I could put him higher, but
he was like, I think he was like top 3 tight end for a good chunk of last year too.
Yeah, he was.
So he's a
top prop of tight ends is so good.
Yeah.
All right, next.
So we're going. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to do? How about we do 6?
Let's do 1 by 1.
Oh, 1 by 1 for the last 6? Okay.
Yeah. Number 6, I have T.J. Hawkinson. He is in my 2nd tier of tight ends. My 1st tier is my top 5. I think that's a real great group. And then 6, 7, and 8, Hawkinson, Schultz, and Freiermuth is my tier 2. But yeah, I got T.J. Hawkinson, number 6, playing with the GOAT, Jared Goff. No Jared Goff slander. Yeah. Shout out to T.J. Hawk.
Let's go. Number 6. I got Freiermuth.
Oh my god!
Rookie tight ends are terrible. Terrible.
Except
Kyle Pitts honestly had one of the best rookie tight end seasons of all time, with the exception of
Jeremy. Sleeping right now? Did I just hear Kyle Pitts praise?
Sadly, Freiermuth had a pretty good year by tight end standards. I think year 2's he's going to really step out and put in that top tier of tight ends. He's a beast. Give him the chance. I mean, you really can't grade tight ends on year 1. You look at all the good tight ends, Kittle, Kelsey, all these guys really didn't start to break out till after year 1.
Okay.
So really year 2's you're going to judge him. I think this year he breaks out. I think he's going to be beast.
Okay. At 6, I have Dalton Schultz.
I like it.
I think without Amari Cooper being there, that's just going to give him more targets. He's going to keep producing at a high level. Again, like Trevor said, not super touchdown dependent. He gets open in the middle of the field. And honestly, Dak likes throwing to him. So I don't see why his production wouldn't improve this year. So that's why I have him at 6 and a lot higher than a lot of people have him.
He hasn't resigned yet, has he? Yeah, he hasn't. So he's playing on the franchise tag this year.
I would sign him if they can.
He'll get a big contract. People thought Jarwin was going to be their T1 there, but Schultz he's a great pass catcher and pretty good blocking too. Yeah, fair. All right, Trevor, you got a 5.
Top 5. I like this. Got George Kittle at number 5. He's going to need to be huge he's going to have a lot of weight on his shoulders with Trey Lance being the guy, especially if Trey Lance is the guy all year. He's not right away, as I mentioned earlier. Mm. But, I mean, at very worst, George Kittle's the top 5 tight end, and I don't know. I don't trust Trey Lance yet. If Jimmy's a starter, he'd probably be a little higher. Jimmy can put it on a line to up to 15 yards, and that's where Kittle's at, 15 yards and in. Trust him. That Garoppolo-Kittle connection is real, but Lance Kittle, we'll see. We'll have to see.
Okay.
Kittle's great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good tight ends this year.
Yeah.
Kittle's number 5.
Okay. I'll go next because this is gonna ruffle some feathers. I got Kyle Pitts at 5.
Okay.
And the reason why is very simple. First off,
Red zone.
Huh?
Red zone.
Not even that, but I think that'll improve this year. I honestly do. I think that will improve this year.
It can't get worse. Let's say that.
But at the same time, the quarterback situation in Atlanta.
Is Mariota slander tonight?
No, yes, we can.
No, it's not Marcus Mariota slander. Let me explain. Kyle Pitts is going to be catching passes from someone who has never thrown him a ball this year. Never thrown him a ball.
No idea what you're going to get from Mariota. I wanted Garoppolo to go to Atlanta. I know there was never any smoke there. But you know what Garoppolo could do with Kittle? I could imagine he could do the same thing with Pitts. I really wanted that.
So that is why Kyle Pitts slid on my list, is because I'm not sure what to expect out of the quarterback position. I know in Tennessee, Mariota was very fond of throwing to tight ends, but I don't know if that's going to be the same situation or if they're going to run a similar offense that they did in Tennessee. And from what I understand, they're not going to be running anything like the offense they ran in Tennessee. So I don't know what to expect out of Kyle Pitts. That's why I can't put him higher on this list. Even though I do think he is a good tight end, I do think his red zone will get better. I think it's more about what I don't.
He's a good wide receiver.
It's more about what I don't know in the situation in Atlanta than about Kyle Pitts.
Respectable.
Pitts and Mike Gesicki are very close to wide receivers. It's hard to label them as tight ends. Also, no one had Gesicki in top 10.
Nope.
He's number 12 on my list.
He is number 15 on mine.
He's very hit or miss.
He's 15 on mine because they added another weapon that they're going to have to force the ball to. And so that takes...
He's a horrible blocker.
And that takes catches away from him. So,
all right, number 5. All you guys have him higher. Darren Waller. He's a beast. He's a beast when he's healthy. But he's getting up. He's older. They just brought in Devontae Adams. He's getting a good year.
I think that actually bringing in Devontae Adams helps him. I'm gonna be honest. And I'm gonna explain why, because we've all said our 5, so I'm gonna go ahead and say he's my 4. And the reason why I think it's gonna help him is because you're exactly right. He's insane when he's healthy. So he's gonna get less targets, which means he's gonna get less hits, which means he's gonna be able to have more production overall because he's gonna be healthy for longer.
I mean, health is just a guess at this point. You never know. That's
but if you take more hits, you're more likely to get hurt.
True, but I don't see him and the 4 and 5 are kind of interchangeable for me. I think obviously he's a better tight end than I have at 4, but fantasy wise, I'm gonna take my 4 over him at 5. But I think over a good year, he's a safe bet. I got Waller at 5.
Okay.
Trevor, you got?
Oh, we already did 5. I got George Kittle.
4?
4, I got my man Kyle Pitts. I would love a little more sturdy quarterback situation. At the same time, Kyle Pitts is my second favorite player in the NFL. But these top 3 tight ends, dude, I can't put him there yet. I'm not even going to tell you. It should be pretty obvious who my top 3 tight ends are. Huh?
I think you need more than 1 touchdown to put him there.
This isn't about last year. It's about this year. It's about this upcoming year.
It's about fantasy this year. It's 2022
fantasy. It's about what we're going.
You really see this Falcons team scoring a lot of points this year?
No, but I see the tight end balling out.
Tight end, wide receiver.
It doesn't matter where he lines up. If he gets a catch and he gets a touchdown or he gets 10 yards, he gets points.
That's true.
Number 4.
I already said my 4th. It's Darren Waller.
I agreed with Trevor. Kyle Pitts.
Okay.
Honestly, Kyle Pitts has potential to be the best fantasy tight end in the NFL. He gets a ton of catches, ton of yards. If he can become a red zone target, he's more a wide receiver than a tight end.
I just want to point out real quick before we move on from this too far. Kerry put quotes around fantasy and not tight end.
Yeah, he's not my top.
He's gonna be a great fantasy tight end.
He's gonna be a great fantasy tight end.
He's not a top 7 tight end for me, but fantasy wise, he is. But he's great fantasy. He had an insane rookie year by tight end standards.
He
Tight ends
did,
have terrible rookies. Besides his one touchdown, he's worth it. He's gonna go high this year. He will be hard to get. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. So you know what? I'll go.
Okay.
George Kittle, safe.
Yeah.
His only problem for me is the injuries.
Yeah. Especially with a young quarterback, he's going to be put in more positions where he's going to get big hits.
Him and Jimmy G, as much as you slander Jimmy G, him and Jimmy G had a great connection.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted him in Atlanta.
Yeah, obviously, when we saw Nick Mullins and other guys in San Francisco, it wasn't the same. So we'll see if there's a big drop-off, but, he's one of the best in the game. It's
things you thought you'd probably never hear on Beer League.
Kittle's going to Kittle.
This week.
Exactly.
You remember when Nick Mullins was in San Francisco?
I remember that one game he's insanely good and everybody thought
he was running the ball too.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was so high on Nick Mullins after that game.
I don't even know where he is now. I don't know if he's still in the NFL.
Because he's a Purdue guy, right?
I think so.
Kittle, I like him at 3.
Number 3, I got Mark Andrews. Great tight end. He played very good with Lamar. He played great without Lamar. I mean, he finds his spot on the field. He knows how to get Lamar's vision. He's a great red zone threat. As crazy as it is, he's still underrated. He was the number 1 fantasy tight end for a majority of the year last year. And then Lamar went down, and he was still extremely solid. So my 1 and 2 I have at 1 and 2 for various reasons. But Mark Andrews, really, if you have him as your number 1 guy, I wouldn't even argue with you that heavy. But he's my number 3, Mark Andrews.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you that much. I have George Kittle at 3, though.
I like that. We agree.
I think that just makes sense. I think there's obviously going to be a dip in production. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Obviously, this list requires everyone staying healthy. I think that's pretty apparent. Because if someone goes down, obviously they're not going to be a top tight end in the league. But I think George Kittle, if he stays healthy, is going to be right up there near the top. He's one of the better weapons and one of the only weapons outside of Deebo Samuel and some of the running backs on that offense in terms of pass catching. So...
Outside of their receivers and their running backs, he's a good pass catcher.
Well, if you have a running quarterback, I'm just saying a running quarterback is more likely going to be able to get it to a tight end.
Wow, this makes me want to play Madden.
Madden coming out 2 weeks.
Ooh.
I have Madden 20 or 21 or something. I don't even know what I have.
Can we all agree? I just want to real quick because we brought up Madden. Can we all agree to start a Madden league together?
Sure.
Yes.
The last Madden game I had when Eli Manning was quarterback.
Oh my god. Update, bro. Update.
It's probably the same games now.
No, it's a little different. It's a little worse,
I want to play a game where Dak Prescott is the number 6.
Honestly, all I want is NCAA football back. Okay, that's enough about video games.
Next year, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it?
It's 2023, yeah.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my mind with that game. I will pay $150 for that game.
You probably have to play.
Babe, you still got that ring? I just want to see it. Babe, what happened to your ring? It was just on the nightstand last night. I have no idea what happened to it.
All right, number 2.
Let me go first. Number 2.
Let me go first. Mark Andrews. He was number 1 tight end last year by far.
Yeah.
That was without Lamar. Lamar supposedly looks great in training camp. I think he's going to take a step forward this year.
We've been saying that for years. We've been saying it for years.
This episode.
Even as much as I love Mark Andrews, I just can't take him over the guy at number 1.
Yeah.
Trevor?
OJ Howard.
No, stop. Come on.
Wait, quick question. Who do you think will be the leading receiver for the Bucs tight ends? Howard, Brait, or who's the other guy? Kyle.
Are you saying just for tight ends?
Yeah. Rudolph, Brait, or is Howard
Probably
still there?
Brait.
No, Howard's in Buffalo.
What?
Howard's in Buffalo.
He is? Let's win.
I wish we could bet on it. Trust me, Daddy.
Is he? Oh, he is.
Yeah, he is. Number 2.
Wait, but who are you taking then? Brate or Kyle Rudolph? He won for Brady.
If you'd asked me a year ago, I would have said Cameron Brate. I'll say Cameron Brate.
Yeah, it's gonna be Cameron Brate.
Rudolph's underrated though.
You know, Rudolph is underrated, but I think they definitely brought him there as a pass blocker.
Rudolph will get the yards, but I think Brate will get the TDs.
If he's eligible for comeback player of the year, I think Darren Waller is due for a crazy year. And he's a guy, he's one of the guys that I would say is worth reaching on this year.
Yeah.
Especially the addition of Devontae Adams. I mean, Hunter Renfrow is going to go from being a guy they had to carry to a guy that can just, not to the same extent, but be that Cooper Kupp guy and just kind of like find the holes in the field and go there and turn around.
Yeah.
Like go there and get your head turned to the quarterback.
Yeah.
You got Devontae Adams, and then, Derek Carr is going to have a fun year. If that O-line can keep him upright, he's going to have a very fun year.
Yeah.
And Darren Waller is going to be a fruit from that. Definitely a guy worth reaching on this year, in my opinion. I want Kyle Pitts, but if I can't get Kyle Pitts, I'm going to try and get my hands all over Darren Waller and Deshaun Watson.
All right.
So my number 2, just like Kerry said, it's Mark Andrews. Basically all the same reasons. It's just I can't put him at 1 over the guy I have at 1.
All right. Do we even not need to talk about 1?
Trav. People tell me I kind of look like him.
In the NFL.
You don't. You don't look like Travis Kelce.
No, some people say that. I don't know.
Biggest douchebag in the NFL, Travis Kelce. I want to punch that guy in the face so hard. Travis Kelce, if you're listening to this podcast,
Jackson Mahomes.
And if you're listening to this podcast, I'll kiss you.
Nah, he's a douchebag.
I'm listening to this podcast.
Are you, though?
Travis Kelce. Also, has anyone ever seen Travis Kelce and Jonas Valanciunas in the same room at the same time?
Yeah, they are very similar looking.
Just saying.
All right, now
let's read our list first.
Okay. From 10 down, I'll go first. I got Robert Tonyan at 10, Dawson Knox 9, Zach Ertz 8, TJ Hawkinson 7, Dalton Schultz 6, Kyle Pitts 5, Darren Waller 4, George Kittle 3, Mark Andrews 2, Travis Kelce number 1.
All right, I got Dawson Daddy Knox at 10, Dalton Shuddy Schultz at 9, Dallas Gotti Goddard at 8, TJ the Hawkman Hawkinson at 7, Pat Freer Fire Furmuth at 6, Darren the Wallman Waller at 5.
He said Darren Waller, the Wallman Waller.
Kyle, 1 touchdown Pitts at 4. George Popcorn Kittle at 3. Mark Andy Andrews at 2. And Travis Douchebag Kelce at 1.
I'm going to go 1 to 10 because I'm different. I'm not like all these other guys, baby. Number 1, I got Travis Kelce. Number 2, I got Darren Waller. Number 3, Mark Andrews. Number 4, Kyle Pitts. Number 5, George Kittle. 6, TJ Hawk. 7, Dalton Schultz. 8, Pat Freiermuth. 9, Zach Ertz. 10, Dallas Goddard. And who got left off, Dawson Knox, number 11.
So my real quick before we move on, I'm just going to name the guys I got left off. I have Goddard 11, Irv Smith Jr. at 12, Pratt Freiermuth at 13, Hunter Henry at 14, Mike Gesicki at 15.
In fact, didn't you say Ertz in your top 10?
Yeah, I did.
You just said him at 11.
At 11, I have Dallas Goddard.
Did I just hear Ertz?
Yes, you did. You just misheard. Because it's Dallas Goddard. Dallas Goddard, Irv Smith Jr., Pat Freiermuth.
Oh, you definitely said Ertz.
I said Irv Smith Jr. Okay. Kerry, you're drunk. Get a fucking
My
cup of
11's
water or
Knox,
something.
12 Gesicki, 13 Komet, 14 Henry.
All right.
Let's move on.
Now, we're going to talk about kickers. We're doing 5, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Can
we just do this quick?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to go 5 to 1, and you guys tell me what you think of my list. At 5,
Okay.
I got Evan McPherson.
What? How?
4, Harrison Butker. 3, Matt Gay. 2,
Gay.
Justin Tucker. 1, Tyler Bass.
Tyler Bass, bro? Come
Yeah.
on. What are you, fish?
I'm going. It's
You want to hear my top
Pearson
5?
is better than Justin Tucker.
You want to hear my... You want to hear my top 5?
Yeah.
Number 5, stream week to week. Number 4, stream week to week. Number 3, stream week to week. Number 2, stream week to week. Number 1, Justin Tucker. I have never drafted a kicker. I never will. I play it on the matchups every year. That's what you need to do. There's no reason to draft a kicker. There's no reason to keep a kicker unless it is Justin Tucker. End of story.
Or Younghoe Koo 2 years ago.
No, he's so inconsistent.
He was great 2 years ago. He was
Best kicker in the NFL, Evan McPherson.
I love Younghoe Koo. I'm just gonna say that right now.
You're the only one.
Maybe.
5, I got. Is his name Daniel Carlson?
Yeah.
4, Tyler Bass. 3, Justin Tucker. 2, Gay. 2 Gay. Way too gay. And then number 1, Evie Mack. I love you. The most accurate kicker in the NFL, and he made like 2 50-yarders in the same game. Y'all cannot keep sleeping on him. The guy is incredible. How many defenses do you have?
I have 10. But
All
we
right,
can do
I have
however
7.
many. So I
have
can just do
7.
5 then. Kerry, how many defenses do you have?
I got 10.
Let's just do 5 because we're running out of time here. Because we got to get to Justin Tucker. Not Justin Tucker. Fuck. Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert versus. Yeah, because that's.
I can go first. If you guys want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Number 5, stream of defense.
Oh my god.
Number 4, stream of defense. Number 3, stream of defense. Number 2, stream of defense. And number 1, stream of defense. I have never kept a defense whole season. It depends on the matchup. That is the best way to win. Why waste a spot drafting a defense when you can just do it on the matchup? Play whoever the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing that week. Come on.
Whoa.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
That's what he did every week last year, and guess who made the playoffs? That's the best way
Me,
to
I
play
did.
fantasy
I was the
football.
number 1 team in the league.
There's no point wasting a
No
draft
Doug
pick.
Tudor slander.
Exactly.
His girlfriend.
All right, at 5, because I actually care about these lists, I got the Los Angeles Rams. At 4, I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At 3, I have the Indianapolis Colts. At 2, I have the San Francisco 49ers. And at number 1, I got the Buffalo Bills. They were number 1 last year, too. I'm expecting them to repeat.
Zach, here's a question. Let's just say, I know we're doing a 14, I don't know how many rounds there are, 14 rounds in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
What's the earliest round you would take a defense?
14 rounds?
I don't know, I'm just making up a number.
14, probably the earliest I would take one?
Yeah.
Probably like 12.
So why are we talking about this? Why does this matter?
Well, that's why we're only doing
Fantasy,
5 and we're doing
everything
it quick.
matters.
Stream it.
That sounds like a man
Not
that's
about
that
the
sounds like a
destiny,
man
it's
that's
about-
never won a championship
not about
before. All right, so
I just wanted that to get cut.
Carrie, you're making an argument that sounds like you've never won a fantasy championship before.
I go to the playoffs every year. I won multiple championships.
Where?
If I was blind right now, I would know for a fact that you're not Justin Herbert talking. Just by the fact you said you've been to the
I won
playoffs.
our league multiple times. I won it last year. Because I don't draft defenses.
No,
There's
you won it
point.
last year because you colluded with your girlfriend at the time.
Zach,
You know,
There's
this team
no-
made the draft order last year in our friends league.
Yeah, I do actually.
randomized.
No. Was not
There is
randomized.
no point to drafting a defense. Zach,
We'll see.
You
We'll
can-
see, Carrie.
you can-
Carrie, we'll
listen,
see.
listen.
We'll see, Carrie. We'll see.
would you rather sneak a little unknown running back who could potentially be RB1 of a team, or would you rather draft some defense?
First
that's
off,
gonna-
there's not
have
going to
to
be
cut him on
any.
Saturday.
There's not going to be any unknown running back in round 12 that might be the RB1 of a team. There's just not going to be. Period.
Yes, there is.
No,
What
not
do
in
you-
round
what do you
12.
mean?
Are you fucking
What do you mean
high?
James Robinson win his rookie year.
Okay.
Mr. Captain Obvious over here.
I'm going to fucking smack you in your head, dude.
Bring it here. Mr. Jaguar fan.
All right. So now we got a little bit of a debate.
Wait, Trevor to go.
Whoa!
Oh, Trevor's got to go. Sorry.
Whoa!
Sorry.
All right, number 6. I just want to go from 6 because this is my little secondary team. I just had to throw them in there, give them some love. Baltimore Ravens. Shout out to Raven, most romantic out of my life. Number 5, I got the Tampa Bay Bucks. Number 4, I got the Indianapolis Colts, another big surprise team in the AFC. I told Kerry the AFC Championship game was going to be the Broncos and the Colts. I was lying. I was joking. But if it happens, I'll sign some autographs. Number 3, I got the Philadelphia San Francisco 49ers. Number 2, I got the Jacksonville Buffalo Bills. And then on number 1, I got the University of Florida New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
Before we get into Joe Burrow and the most overrated quarterback in the NFL, do you guys want to finish our drinks together?
Let's do it. And also, this Joe Burrow argument is going to be timed 10 minutes on the clock.
10 minutes?
10 minutes on the clock.
10 minutes on the clock of argument.
Wait, Kerry, can you moderate? Can you moderate because I have a lot of stats.
I thought Kerry's arguing too.
I feel like it's gonna get messy if me and Kerry are both going at
We
you.
want to bring the house down.
Come on. 2
I
on 1.
I don't want to make him sad.
Mac, we're gonna make him cry tonight.
2 on 1. Let's go. I took my shirt off. Let's go.
Let's beat this little man.
Hang on. I'm gonna take my.
No, don't do that.
I took my pants off.
I'm not.
Let's go.
You guys are weird. I'm not doing that.
Let's go.
All right.
Get naked, or we're not doing this.
I'm not getting naked.
This is the Deshaun Watson podcast.
That's not okay. That is not okay.
All right. Let me just make a statement before this debate. This battle to the death. But Trevor has to be here for this, sadly.
I don't hear you, but I'll come back in a second.
All right.
All right, so Kerry, real quick, since me and you are here, I just want to break something down real quick. I want to break something down. What does it mean to be a good quarterback to you?
To me,
Yep.
the team is a lot better with you. You look at some of these teams, like even Jimmy G. Could someone do a better job than him? Yes. Is he? He's a decent quarterback. He's not a great quarterback.
Okay.
If you put a guy like Justin Herbert on the Niners are going to win a lot more games. They'd be Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
If a guy can do, you're the only guy that can do your job. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Facts. You are the best Beerly football host.
Exactly. All right, Trevor, here's my statement before.
You're not going to ask me a question?
No. Before you get into this argument,
this is not an inclusive podcast. All right.
Wait, no, here, I'll ask you a question, Trevor, because I really need to know this for the sake of this conversation. Otherwise, we're just going to be talking past each other. It's not going to
We're just going to be arguing chocolate or vanilla. Yeah. Like we
What does it mean to you to be a good quarterback?
As I've said many times, you influence the game towards winning.
Okay. Thank you.
all right, let me make my statement. For you in this battle, I will say Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are two of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL.
Completely agreed.
Well, any team that had them would be lucky to have them.
Yep.
I saw a poll on PFF or something that interviewed, I think, every GM of every team, and it was very close. I think Burrow actually won it.
Yeah.
It was like 52% to 48%. Who'd you rather have?
Mm-hmm.
But we're arguing it tiny.
We're the electoral college, so that shit doesn't matter.
It's very close. If you get into them, you're if you have Mac Jones or Trevor Lawrence, we're just depressed here.
Well, to be fair, Trevor Lawrence had Urban Meyer as a head coach. It's just he only played 1 year. I'm not out on Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
But he did get a lap dance. So.
All right. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Who wants to open it up?
Trevor, you're 2v1. Go first.
We should flip a coin.
Here, I got a bottle cap. Ready? It's either going to be me or Trevor. Okay?
Sure.
Ready? Heads or tails?
Yeah.
Pick one.
Oh, tails.
Tails wins. All right, you go first.
All right, I would like to decline to the second half.
Okay.
No, I choose kick.
Okay. All right, so I'll start. Okay, so I completely agree with you, Trevor. A quarterback is supposed to make a team win more, correct?
Influence the game towards winning.
Influence the game teams towards winning, win more. Doesn't really matter how you say it. It's all the same thing.
Not synonymous.
Huh?
It's not synonymous.
Okay, influence the game towards winning. Okay.
It's close. It's close, yes.
Okay. So, out of curiosity, do you happen to know the EPA per play between Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow?
What does that mean?
EPA is expected points added per play.
7.46543.
Is this Jameis 101?
So no. Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna say that Herbert wins that category. I'm gonna use some more simple statistics, but I just wanted to throw that out there. So EPA
what is that
per play.
expected point?
Expected points added per play.
What is a point?
Points like on the scoreboard.
Okay.
Okay.
What is it? Like less than 1 or something?
Yeah, so it's all
right?
less. Both of them are less than 1. I mean, it'd be impossible to beat 1.
Right.
So the EPA per play between the two is very close. Justin Herbert just barely edges out Joe Burrow, 0.197 to 0.186. So very close, right? Extremely close.
Are you in stats class right now, bro?
No, not yet. Not yet. Okay, so would you say, Trevor, that throwing interceptions or inaccurate passes is a bad sign of a quarterback?
Inaccurate passes is more than interceptions.
More than interceptions? Okay. So.
Wait.
Okay.
Trevor tends to bring up how Herbert was second in the league in interceptions. But who had a higher interception rate last season? It was Joe Burrow.
Okay, I'm not there yet. Hold on. This is my time to talk. Trevor, ignore him. Ignore him for now. Okay? So, bad passes is more important than interceptions, correct? That's what you just said.
What is a bad pass?
Uncatchable, interception worthy, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. So, turnover worthy throw percentage is a stat that we have as NFL fans. Okay? Herbert beats Joe Burrow in that stat category, 1.6 to 2.4. There's a little bit bigger of a gap there, right? Just a little bit bigger. It's still small, but it's a little bit bigger.
There's a lot that goes into that.
Yes,
That's
there
not
is.
a
No.
one-on-one kind of thing.
No, yes. And then in one more stat category having to do with accuracy, if we look at inaccurate or uncatchable percentage, Justin Herbert also beats Joe Burrow in that categoll.
It's very easy to throw to your running back, yes.
Oh, wait.
So, wait, hold on. I will entirely agree with you. It is very easy to throw your running back, and it is proven that Joe Burrow was more aggressive last year. Okay? But being more aggressive, right? And the number of passes that he threw being less, he also threw for 400 less yards and 4 less touchdowns. So if he was being more aggressive, being less accurate,
like
and he threw for less touchdowns, which is the better quarterback?
Joe Burrow.
Okay. Explain why.
The first thing that happens when you snap the ball, downset hut, you got all these big-ass athlete dudes running at you. And if Joe Burrow, this is not...
That sounds like a dream come true for you, Trevor.
I'm not using the facts, especially when most of them are, anyways. If this doesn't add to my argument or anything, but this is just something that just... Because I really like Joe Burrow. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. If Joe Burrow had an extra second and a half on the last play of the Super Bowl, the last offensive play of the Super Bowl, Jamar Chase was open and Jalen Ramsey was on the ground with his hands and legs.
Yeah.
You have to, when when you're adding these catchable balls and stuff, I mean, there's no way to know whatever.
It's give and take. One side, yes, the Chargers have a better line. They have Rashawn Slater. Yes, the Bengals could have had, Slater or Sewell, but he has Jamar Chase.
But when you're looking at an advanced stat, like a catchable ball, it's like are you throwing it off your back foot? Are you stepping into it?
Is Burrow the same quarterback without Jamar Chase if he had a better alignment?
I don't know.
So my whole argument is around the fact. Yeah, I understand that he had a much worse O-line, much worse O-line. Okay, that's not my argument. My argument is that he was more aggressive. As proven statistically, he's more aggressive. He did complete more passes.
He's better accuracy
per percentage. He did complete more passes by percentage than Justin Herbert. Okay, that's without question. Okay, they're very, very neck and neck when it comes to passer rating, QBR. Passer rating, Joe Burrow edges out Justin Herbert. QBR, Herbert edges out Joe Burrow. So it's very, 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 very close. They're both very, very talented quarterbacks. So when you say that your criteria for what makes a quarterback better influences the game toward winning, when I look at all the stats that have like EPA per play, wins above replacement, and Justin Herbert is edging.
There's WAR in football?
Yeah.
I thought that was a baseball stat only.
No.
You're doing great, bro.
There's WAR in football as well. So wins above replacement, Justin Herbert also edges out Joe Burrow. So when I look at that and I compare the two, all those statistics that would lead one to believe, okay, this person is better at winning games for their team, that would make me think that you would agree that Justin Herbert's a better quarterback. But
no,
it could be that you believe Joe Burrow is a better quarterback because of your emotional attachment to him.
That's right. That knows ball.
I don't. I will tell you, Justin Herbert gets statistical value, statistical quantity from a running game.
No.
Joe Burrow snaps the ball and hands it off to Joe Mixon. Justin Herbert snaps the ball and dumps it off a throw to Austin Eckler.
Trevor, you want to hear some stats on that?
Trevor,
you want to hear some stats on that, Trevor?
On what?
14% of Justin Herbert's targets go to Austin Eckler. So you always say he had 94 targets last year?
Yes. How many targets did Mixon have?
Threw the ball 672 targets. If you take Mixon and Pirine together, because Mixon missed a few games, 15%.
What was the first percent?
14. Obviously, he threw the ball.
Two running backs.
He threw the ball more to Eckler, but you're acting like it's an insane amount.
It is an insane amount. 94 is insane.
Is Austin Eckler a top 5 receiving back in the NFL?
Yes, he's a top 3 receiving back.
If you have a top 3 receiving back, are you not going to throw it to him?
I'm not faulting him for that. I'm not faulting him for that at all. I'm saying that's their run. That's part of their run.
Wait. And Joe Burrow, you fault Herbert for throwing it to his best player in his team. Joe Burrow, 25% of his throws last season were to Jamar Chase. 25. Every 4 throws was Jamar Chase. So the same thing you're blaming
Herbert throwing to a wide receiver and out. No, Zach.
Obviously, he's going to throw
So I will say I disagree with Kerry on this point because they do play different positions. Jamar Chase is an outside wide receiver, while Austin Eckler is
the field is over 53 yards long.
53
that
and
is
a half,
a throw when you have to throw to the sideline.
What does yards have to catch on that? And how?
So
we want to think about that.
I mean, we can, but I can argue that with my eyes closed. I can argue that shit in sign language.
You're acting like it's an insane difference when
it is. It's a very big difference. These offenses are completely different as well.
Yes, they are.
He throws the ball about when you add in the backup running backs, it's about 3% higher. 3% higher.
You have to add in Herbert's backup running backs too.
That's what Do you not hear what I just said? When you add in Justin Jackson on the other end, it's about 3% higher. His targets to running backs. There's a reason he had 94 targets because Herbert threw the ball 672 times last year and Burrow only threw it 520. When you're throwing
I'm saying that's
150
part
times
of their
more,
running game.
you're going to have more throws to your running back.
Yes, and that is part when Justin Herbert throws a dump off on first down and they get 4 yards. That's the same thing that the Bengals are doing when they snap the ball on 1st and 10 and hand it off to Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
It's essentially a run play.
But I will say this. That argument doesn't work if you also believe Tom Brady is a top 5 quarterback. Because Tom Brady does that all the time. He constantly throws to the flat on first down to either a tight end or a running back for 4 yards.
Tom Brady hasn't had insane stats, though, like recently. Well, insane stats in terms of yards.
He had 5,000 yards last year.
Well, then that's inflated.
Okay. I agree. I agree that that's inflated. But when we're looking at EPA per play, all these other stats that correlate to winning, right?
But there's more that goes into those stats than what goes into those stats. Tell me what goes into the second stat you were talking about.
Which one? The WAR stat?
No, the other one. There's one in the middle.
EPA per play.
It was after that.
Golly. Now I gotta find the stat.
So here's a question for you. Obviously, we're disagreeing about year 2. Year 1, do you think Herbert was superior to Burrow?
Did Burrow play like 4 games?
He played like 10.
I don't think he played that many. And I will say this. With both of them being young, I think Joe Burrow has a top 5 pocket presence in the NFL.
That's not the question.
But that goes into that he has to.
Herbert was far superior to Herbert.
Was it QBR?
Yeah, he was. Herbert was way better than Herbert.
Burrow played 10 games year 1 with 2-7-1.
So
looking at Burrow's numbers, there's no way you can say Burrow was better year 1, right? Can you agree to that?
I mean, I've never said that. I don't know.
I'm just saying, Herbert year 1, Herbert is better, right?
I'd have to do my research.
Was it the uncatchable pass percentage or something? Or was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's a lot that goes into that instead of just throwing an uncatchable pass.
No, I completely agree.
Herbert's biggest fault is he throws it too fast.
Because that stat right there, the first thing that comes to my mind is offensive line.
Yeah.
When I hear that stat.
And sack percentage was almost double for Burrow than it was for Herbert. Yeah.
Okay.
But who was the insanely better receiving core? Which team led the league in drop passes? The Chargers.
Okay, but if the Chargers had a league average of drop passes,
33 drop passes.
31.
33.
Okay, 21 is league average, and that
the Bengals had less than the league average at 20. So they had 13 more.
League average was 21.
So they had below league average.
Okay, but if you put Herbert at league average, his completion percentage goes from 65 to 68.
And he threw the ball a lot more he threw 150 more passes. And Burrow is more accurate than Herbert, I'll give you that. Because Herbert's biggest fault is he throws the ball too hard.
Too hard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you say Herbert or Burrow?
Herbert.
Yeah, and he'll sail past. That's one thing about him. That's part of his immaturity. That's like he's not perfect. He's immature.
No. I don't think anyone here is arguing that either of these quarterbacks are perfect or that they've reached their peak.
Here's the insane part. They're both year 2.
Yeah.
In 3 or 4 years, these guys are going to be, insane. That we're picking apart these guys year 2. Like Brady and Manning, where were they year 2? They weren't.
But a couple weeks ago, Kerry, you said that after after Brady and all these guys were gone or whatever, that you thought Herbert would be by himself at number 1 and Burrow wouldn't be in that same tier.
He is.
In a couple years from now?
I think Herbert will. I don't think after 2 years, I don't think at this moment you could say Herbert's above. I think they're in the same tier. I think in the next year or two is going to be when you're going to see the difference. But, I think this is the year Herbert takes off because he actually has a defense around him that's not blowing every game.
So he doesn't have to throw 700
passes. Yeah, the
passes.
worst rush defense in the NFL by far. I think this is the year that he has a team around him, and you're going to see a team really take off, and Herbert's not going to have to force the ball so many times, aka the interceptions, the incompletions.
They had the third.
Also, Trevor, I have a couple more stats for you because you're all about winning. Who had more fourth quarter comebacks last season? You want to guess?
Probably Herbert.
Herbert 5, Burrow 2. How about game-winning drives? Herbert 5.
Okay, but Burrow had more wins. I mean, Bengals had more wins.
Did the Bengals have a better team than the Chargers? Yes.
Debatable. They're very comparable.
Whose defense is better?
The Bengals.
Whose receiving core is better? Or skill players? Bengals.
That's debatable.
It's not debatable.
It is debatable.
They have 3 great receivers, a very good running back.
Harry, you can't say that T. Higgins is a great receiver and then discredit Mike Williams.
Mike Williams is not that good.
Then T. Higgins is not that good.
You have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon. The Chargers have Austin Eckler, who's better than Mixon. I'd agree.
Yes.
Keenan Allen, who's not better than Chase, and Mike Williams, who's below Higgins. Okay. So obviously, if you look at
that,
you
add
more
catches, more yards, more touchdowns. Why isn't he better?
Bengals have a better coach. Bengals have better defense.
Wait, Mike Williams has more receptions, yards, and touchdowns than T. Higgins. So what makes T. Higgins better?
What?
What makes T. Higgins better than Mike Williams?
So I would argue in favor of T. Higgins over Mike Williams that
he doesn't get hurt every 4 games. It doesn't drop every 40.
He's getting hurt and still putting up more catches, yards, and touchdowns. That's not.
But you also have to remember Justin Herbert threw a lot more passes than Joe Burrow. So if you're gonna say that all these stats about accumulation on Herbert's side shouldn't count against Joe Burrow because he beat him in yards and touchdowns and all that stuff.
And Trevor, what year is Mike Williams? He's in his 5th year. T. Higgins has played in the NFL 2 years. No, Mike Williams has played 5 years in the NFL. T. Higgins has played 2.
Okay, so what makes Higgins better right now? Younger?
So I would argue. So let me look up a stat comparison real quick.
Because 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I don't give a shit who was better. But right now, I'm gonna take the guy with more receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Like T. Higgins was crazy. He was great in the playoffs, especially third downs. It seems like he knew exactly where the sticks were, and he was getting open. He played great in the playoffs.
Mike Williams had 50 more yards. Burrow threw like 500 yards less than Herbert. You put in that ratio.
Okay, but we're just talking about receiver versus
more
receiver.
yards.
What is the receptions?
76 to 74. So it's 2 more catches.
Higgins has Boyd and Chase. Chargers have Allen. They don't have any other good receivers. Obviously, Mike
Eckler,
a running back.
He is a receiving back.
That's 3 weapons, right? The Bengals have 4. 4 versus 3. Do you not do math?
Okay, but a line is the most important part of an offense.
Doesn't affect the passing game.
What?
How does that make?
That's not true. That's not true.
How does that make Higgins better than Williams?
If a receiver has an extra second and a half to get open, that is an eternity for a pro wide receiver.
But that hurts your point. That hurts your point. That hurts your point, Trevor.
So you're saying having a better line helps a wide receiver, right? Even a worse wide receiver, right? Is what you just said?
Sure.
So you're saying Mike Williams is not better. He just had a better line. That's what you just said.
No, I'm saying an average receiver, a receiver, is going to get open if he has more time.
Yeah.
Okay, but you still haven't told me what makes T. Higgins better.
So T. Higgins with
They're
a worse O
extremely
line.
comparable.
So with a worse O line, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a worse O line, so the quarterback has less time to throw the ball, a better wide receiver one, and a quarterback that threw less passes, caught 2 less passes than Mike Williams, had 19 less targets, which isn't much in comparison to the disparity between the pass attempts. Had about 50 less yards and 3 less touchdowns.
Extremely comparable for wide receiver twos.
Okay, so let me say this. I do think Mike Williams is better in only one respect. I think he is a better red zone target than T. Higgins. He is bigger, and that makes him a better red zone target. So, the touchdowns, I will agree with you. The touchdowns do make a difference. However, when you're looking at receptions, targets, and yards, you're talking about a guy with T. Higgins who had less help from the O-line. Okay? Less passes thrown by their quarterback. Right?
He's the second biggest threat on that offense when passing the ball.
Who?
T. Higgins.
Yeah, I agree.
Mike Williams might be third.
Okay.
How many receptions did he have?
But again, there was more passes thrown, and he only got 2 more catches.
Jamar Clay,
I know we know where those passes went. We know.
Do not
where
agree
those
that Jamar Chase clears Keenan Allen?
Sure. Yes, and just like the Chargers line clears the Bengals line.
Yeah.
And do the Bengals not have 3 probably top 30 wide receivers in the NFL?
Is Mike Williams top 30?
I wouldn't put him top 30.
I wouldn't put him top 30.
Then I wouldn't put T. Higgins top 30.
What about Tyler Boyd?
No, Tyler Boyd's worse than T. Higgins.
He's one of the best slot receivers in the NFL.
I think he arguably is the best.
Well, he's not better than T. Higgins, in my opinion.
T. Higgins is better.
Well, T. Higgins is a better receiver. I'm saying slot guy. I think Tyler Boyd is a better slot guy. There's a difference.
Just take the L and go home, bud.
I will not take the L here. I will not. You haven't told me. You're just, Joe Burrow has T. Higgins, but why is T.
We've
Higgins?
given you stats.
So hold on. Okay.
But I can tell you where those throws went.
So here.
Where?
To Austin Eckler.
We've just told you the percent is not even that far apart. You're saying
we're talking about weapons. We're talking about ranking the weapons.
He doesn't throw the ball to Jamar Chase every 4 throws.
Okay.
Are you crying? Are you crying right now? Are you?
No.
Jamar Chase crying on the air. Are you crying on the air?
This has been brewing all day, folks.
Bring the tears out. Bring the tears out right
Carrie,
now.
tell me why T. Higgins is better than Mike Williams.
Have you watched them play?
Yes.
If you ever watched a game of football, it's easily to tell. If T. Higgins didn't have Jamar Chase this season, his stats would be insane. Their stats were very close this year, and that was with Jamar Chase, a top 5 receiver in the NFL. Trevor.
Okay, if the Bengals didn't have Jamar Chase, then T. Higgins' stats would shoot up, right?
He'd be a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
Okay, if the Chargers didn't have Austin Eckler and they had a traditional running game, Mike Williams' numbers would shoot up.
No. Have you ever watched him play?
You cannot throw the ball 94 times.
Have you watched him play without Austin Eckler? Is Justin Jackson not just as involved in the passing game?
He is. I'm saying Mixon. If you put Mixon.
Okay. Trevor.
If Mixon was there, he'd do the same thing.
Trevor, okay. What makes a wide receiver better, in your opinion, than another one?
A lot of things.
Like what?
A lot of things. Just most of all, getting open. But it's like it's not things you're gonna find stats for.
Okay.
I mean,
A,
it's
it's getting open. B, reliability.
does it matter how much they influence the game in terms of winning?
As a wide receiver, no, I think that's a quarterback stat unless you're like Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, because the reason why I say that is because if we look at a statistic that would point towards, okay, this wide receiver clearly helps his team win, right? Like the stat I'm looking at right now is points per 100 snaps. Okay, now you may put no value in that statistic, but T. Higgins does.
It's a small piece of a big picture.
Okay, so T. Higgins does beat Mike Williams in that statistic.
Okay, but 100 plays, 100 snaps for the Bengals is 55, 60 passes. 100 snaps for the Chargers is 80.
Please go watch
Mike Williams. I agree. And that's why it's so much more astonishing that T. Higgins beats Mike Williams in that category because Justin Herbert is throwing the ball more.
He's McCall.
But their stats are similar.
What stats are similar?
The receiving yards and touchdowns. What's the stats that you're talking about?
I'm talking about the points per 100.
Not exist, dude.
Points per 100?
Yeah.
What is the
difference is basically a whole touchdown difference.
Like, Trevor, you're a Bucs fan, right?
And Mike
Trevor,
Williams
right?
played 2 less games, so you'd expect his to be better considering.
You're a Bucs fan, right?
Yes.
Did Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown's numbers all kind of, go down? If they weren't, the top receiver, if they were all there by themselves, would their numbers not be insanely better?
What the fuck does that mean if they were there by themselves?
If they
without each other?
Would they not have insanely better numbers? Right?
I don't know.
It's true, and it's the same thing with the Bengals. When you have a top receiving core like it. Same thing with the Cowboys. With Cooper gone, Lamb's going to exceed.
We won't know that until we see it. Just like this year, we're not going to know who's better. And I'm going to take Herbert every time. I mean, fuck.
Yes!
Every time.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening to the debate. I think it's time for rapid fire. On that, it's time for rapid fire.
To choke away games. I'm going to take away Herbert every time to choke away games.
Herbert has more game-winning drives and fourth-quarter comebacks than Joe Burrow, so he doesn't choke games.
You don't got to come back when you're winning.
That's probably because of your defense. But Trevor, thanks for agreeing with us.
It was a good debate. It was a good debate. But you admitted defeat at the end, and you know what? That shows you're a big man.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow is the 5th best quarterback in the NFL. Justin Herbert is the 7th and the number 1 most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Okay.
All right. You guys ready for some rapid fire? After Trevor admitting defeat there?
I won't.
All right. Rapid fire time. Who finishes with more TDs this season? Zach or Trevor?
Zach. No, Trevor. Trevor.
Going Zach.
Trevor.
Zach.
I'm going Zach.
Trevor
sucks.
Zach.
Trevor.
Thank you.
Give me Trevor.
All right.
Give me Zach.
We'll go into this in a few weeks from now, but who will win the AFC North this season? I'm taking the Ravens.
I would have taken the Browns. I'm going to take the Ravens as well. I really hope they can stay healthy. I want to see them play a full season at their full potential.
What do we...
Give me...
Gotcha.
You know what? Give me Cincinnati.
What do we got the Browns going? With first 6 games without Watson. Let me just quickly...
Who's the starter for the first 6 games, do you think?
Brissett.
All right, so let me just run through the schedule. Week 1, at Carolina.
They can go 500 with their first 6 games.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
Week 2, home versus the Jets. Week 3, home versus the Steelers. Week 4, at Atlanta. Week 5, home versus the Chargers. And then week 6, home versus the Patriots.
I see them going 4-2 in that 6-week span with Jacoby Brissett behind center.
With that offense, yeah, I think
He's going to need to throw like less than 20 passes a game.
Yeah, I know.
like,
But they can. They have the best offensive line, top 3 offensive line in the NFL.
Yeah.
And a great defense.
Yeah. So I see them going 4-2. So actually, I'm going to change my pick to the Cleveland Browns.
Don't sleep on the first 5 weeks of the season, Carolina Panthers.
They lucked out.
Just for the first 5 weeks of the year are dangerous.
That's a very easy schedule to open the year.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, who's their 7th game, just out of curiosity?
Oh, it's the Ravens in Baltimore.
So that's why Deshaun's coming back for that game.
Watson versus Lamar. Ooh, good.
Dude, we got to root for Lamar, sadly.
Is that a primetime game? Do we know yet or no?
I don't think we know yet, but I feel like it would be.
I can't.
Yeah.
Probably.
I need that on Monday night. I need a Monday
Currently,
night.
it's a Sunday 1 p.m., but I could see them flexing that.
Yeah.
All right. This one was extremely one-sided on Twitter. Let's see how we go in here. Who would have been the better QB if they stayed healthy? RG3 or Andrew Luck?
This is hard.
Andrew Luck. Without a doubt.
It's RG3.
Andrew Luck.
Because the thing that held RG3 back was injuries.
Yeah.
Injuries
it didn't hold
couldn't
Andrew
really
Luck back at all.
Back.
He only retired at like 25.
When he was in Washington, how terrible. Griffin led them in the playoffs in the first year, then he got hurt.
No disrespecting Alfred Morris.
RG3 was deserved Rookie of the Year over Andrew Luck that season.
No, he didn't.
You're just racist, but...
No, Andrew Luck was a better quarterback.
That was a great... them two and Russ all year, that was fun to watch.
RG3 would have been better than Lamar if he stayed healthy.
Best ability is availability, baby.
Who will be the Steelers' starting quarterback by the end of the season?
Trubisky!
Sure.
Give me
I hope
Trubisky.
it's Mitch.
I think it's gonna be Pickett. Sadly enough,
I hope not.
I think Mitch will be decent enough, but fans will be calling for.
No, I think they're gonna want Trubisky's titties.
They were already calling for small hands after Trubisky had 2 incompletions in training camp.
Oh my god.
Steelers fans are
stupid.
All right, the Rams will win blank amount of games this season. I'm gonna say 12.
I'm gonna say double digits. I'm not gonna go beyond that. I'm just gonna say double digits.
Fair.
I need to look at their schedule, but give me 11 right now.
Pick one in their prime. Marshall Faulk, Adrian Peterson,
Oh, this is easy.
LT, or Terrell Davis.
Adrian Peterson.
LT is my favorite running back of all time, but if you're saying prime, it's AP.
Yeah.
It's LT.
No shot! No shot!
I love LT, dude.
Adrian
LT
Peterson.
easily.
Adrian Peterson was insane.
LT is really
LT was the only reason Phillip Rivers is even regarded as a good quarterback.
Come on now.
LT is like my NFL childhood, really.
Basically.
LT, Donovan McNabb. Oh, reminiscing right now.
All right. You can steal one player from the Raiders for your favorite team. Who are you taking? I'm taking Derek Carr for the Patriots. Him and Bill Belichick would be sexy.
Hold on.
Dude, put Devontae on the Bucks. Why not?
Another.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel like Waller and Brady would be.
Yeah, it would.
That'd be a good combo.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Max Crosby?
Give me...
Herbert Jones?
Ugh,
Zach, you have to take Devontae for Trevor Lawrence.
rapid.
Take
Devontae, baby.
Hold on. One sec. I'm looking something up real quick.
You got 3 seconds. This is rapid fire, bro.
How old is this guy? I have no idea how old this guy is.
He's old, bro.
Give me Jonathan Abram.
What? I thought you were going to say Carl Nassy.
No.
All
Give me
right.
Jonathan Abram.
We need a
safety.
Which duo are you taking? You wouldn't take Devontae Adams?
No.
Why?
Because they need more help on defense than they do offense.
Your wide receiver 1 is Christian Kirk.
He's probably going to be in the slot, let's be honest.
Sad. Which duo are you taking? Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, or Tom Brady and Randy Moss?
Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. In today's NFL, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice.
The GOAT QB and wide receiver number 2, and the GOAT wide receiver and QB number 2. Sadly, I'm biased. I'm taking Brady and Moss. 16 to
wrong answer.
16-0. Yeah, it's insanely close.
16-0. Did they win the Super Bowl that year? Just
Sadly enough.
Oh, okay.
David
How
Tyree.
many Super Bowls did Joe Montana win with Jerry Rice?
I think it was only 2. Honestly, if you look at the numbers, Jerry Rice and Montana together, they never had like an insane season.
Yeah, it was always Steve Young.
Yeah, because their best season was the shortened season, which they're on pace for, but Rice and Montana never had like an insane year. Trevor?
Give me Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Fair.
Fuck off.
True or false? Dak is overrated. True.
Nope.
Well, hold on. Let me look
Just
at
look
it.
at Zach, just look at his Madden rating and tell me he's not.
Oh, yeah, no. His Madden rating, way overrated. Way overrated.
He's barely better than Kirk Cousins.
That is blasphemy.
It's true. Just wait. All right. Describe Joe Flacco as a quarterback in one word. Elite.
No.
See?
No.
Yes.
That's my word.
Do it.
My word is no.
Zach?
My word is no. Okay. Sorry, what was the question?
Describe Joe Flacco as a quarterback in one word.
Playoffs.
Yeah, honestly, playoffs.
Playoffs?
Fair enough. Who will be the Panthers' starting quarterback by the end of the season?
Hopefully Baker.
I'm hoping Baker.
Damn, baby.
I feel like they might give Coral a chance at the end of the year, though.
Corral.
Yeah.
I hope
All
not.
right. We kind of went over this last episode. Let's do it again. Which wide receiver are you drafting first in fantasy? Justin Jefferson.
Adams.
What are there choices or no?
I mean, you can pretty much tell.
I thought yours was Super Cup.
Cup, Jefferson, Adams, Chase.
Cup is number 1.
Mine's Devontae.
All right. MVP Lamar or MVP Cam?
MVP Cam.
Even though he choked in the Super Bowl. At least he made it there.
Dude, he was insane that season, though.
It's true.
He was insane. I was like, dude, this guy is about to take over the NFL.
He had the best defense in the NFL. But...
It's true.
I'll take Cam.
Another sad L. R.I.P. Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, I guess that guy. All right, last rapid fire. The Patriots will win blank games this season. I'm gonna say 9.
It's anywhere from 7 to 9.
They have it easy. They have a good first half of their schedule. A lot of their hard games are at home. I'm gonna say 8, but I could see them shit in the bed, winning like 7.
Yeah, 7
That's gonna be a scrappy division. 2, 3, and 4 is gonna be a fight out back.
I'm saying the Jets finish 4, 1 game behind the Dolphins. Dolphins are the sleeper bad team of the NFL this year. Watch.
There's not many bad teams in the AFC. I'm hyped. I'm so hyped for the AFC West and the AFC North. Those divisions are gonna be insane.
Yeah.
AFC South is boring. AFC East is boring, but those 2 divisions, it could be anybody winning them. That's it for rapid fire tonight.
Anything you guys want to plug before we sign off?
Trevor has to do everything.
Blah, blah, blah. Trevor, you need to stay. You need to be close to your phone because I can't hear you.
Nobody can hear you.
What about now?
You sound perfect.
Follow us on Twitter at Burley Football for more football questions every day, all the time, whatever you need.
It's the year of the beer.
It is.
It is.
We're gonna have merch dropping
all I got,
soon,
baby.
too.
Turn our notifications on Twitter because we got fantasy updates coming soon. Follow us on Twitter at Beerly Hoops. NBA fans, me and Dort have a lot of fun over there. Shout out to Alec, Beerly Baseball. Beerly Bets, let's make some money together. Smack my grandma, it's the year of the beer.
Oh, follow us on Twitter at Beerly Sports for all Beerly content in one place. Follow us on Instagram, as Trevor forgot as always, at Beerly Sports. Follow us on TikTok at Beerly Sports. Just follow us everywhere at Beerly Sports. Way to go.
Seriously, guys, make sure you follow us on all our socials. We will have announcements coming about fantasy football coming soon. I have some pretty interesting ideas about prizes and stuff we can do for that. But follow me at the Beerly Boss on Twitter. And make sure you keep an eye out again on all of our socials for merch coming soon, as Kerry puts on his shirt. So we'll be giving you guys updates on that in the coming week, probably. And outside of that, we will see you guys next week for the very next episode of the Beerly Football Podcast.
Last episode of Fantasy.
Last episode of Fantasy. We're closing out with quarterbacks. I'm excited.
And just remember, Justin Herbert is better than Joe Burrow.
Kerry and Trevor both agree. Justin Herbert better than Joe Burrow.